Hey, what's up, witches? It's me, Luna, and I'm feeling so much better now that I'm actually batch shooting some unboxings, and I realized that I have not closed my things from the last video, and my charcoal is still lit, so let's go. I have a tarot deck to unbox for you, and I think this is a pretty good timely unboxing for the season, Samhain season when I'm shooting this. This is Tarot V by Alejandro Colucci, and I think I might only have one more like vampire deck that I want to buy, but this one I've wanted for a while. It's Los Scarabeo, 78 cards and book. Tarot V. So it's just shiny. Nothing too special there. Do we have a copyright date? No, we don't. Not on the outside. Look at how the box, reflects. I really like this box. I like this kind of packaging. It's very sturdy, interesting. Nothing surprising in there. All right. Let's take a look at the book. Nice chunky little book, but it's an LS deck so that we know we're going to have a bunch of languages. We have English, Italiano, Espanol, and Portuguese. This is 2021. It says printed in June 2021. Okay, freeze frame. How did I totally miss that the book is by Charles Harrington? I think that, in fact, is why this deck is on my wish list. I saw Charles first on the Journey of a Lonely Soul deck, and his writing is amazing, and I just totally didn't see it in the beginning of the book. So, book by Charles Harrington, something I'm very happy about. Carry on. Interesting that it's a print date, not like copyright. At any rate, we have, let's see, English is going to be from page 5 to page 54. So a good chunk, like 50 pages for English, and then it gets a lot fewer, like 25 for each of the following languages. You awaken suddenly to find yourself trapped within a pine box. You pry at the lid and hinges, fear threatening to overcome your reason. That is when you find it, the small package wrapped in black cloth. Searching within its folds, you find a letter and what seems to be a sort of deck of cards. With trembling hands, you open the letter, somehow able to read its contents, despite the lack of any visible light. My child, if you are reading these words, it is my happy duty to inform you that you have died. Died? Then that means don't let this small inconvenience trouble you. These things are in italics. You have been given a great gift, one not bestowed on many of your kind. My sacred blood now runs in your veins, and you will find that it shall stir within you powers and abilities some may regard as inhuman. You are a victim no longer. You are a predator, beautiful, lethal, and eternal. I offer you one other gift to guide you through the loneliness of the shadow realm. The peasants regard it as some sort of game or petty pastime, but in your hands, my progeny, it shall reveal the invisible world to you. The images depicted on the cards will speak to you in my voice of the lore of our kind and the wisdom of our many centuries. The past, present, and yes, even the future may be known when interpreted correctly. I wish you well, your sire. P.S. Do be sure to find a way to extricate yourself from this coffin within the next few hours. If you don't feed before dawn, well, I won't bore you with the details. Tarot in the shadow of the vampire. Where are you going? And you think that somewhere... Okay, where are you going? And you think that somewhere in the future there is some target to be achieved? Life is already here. Osha. That's a quote from Osha. Okay. Every culture throughout history must create its vampires. These monsters of the night hold up a dark mirror to society, reflecting all of our deepest fears and unspoken desires back at us. In Bram Stoker's Dracula, a foreign aristocrat brings his sensuous continental ways to sensible, restrained Victorian England. He brings boxes of cursed and corrupted soil from his homeland to these pristine shores. takes up residence in an abandoned church and quickly begins to seduce virtuous women, attempting to transform them into creatures of the night. The symbolism of the vampire is rarely subtle. Okay. In folklore and pop culture alike, vampirism has been used as a metaphor to explore our fears surrounding disease, drugs, sexuality, mental illness, and power over our fellow men and women. In Tarot V, you will meet many beautiful and hideous creatures that will hold up their own mirrors to view yourself and your present situation. You will have the opportunity to look your fears straight in the eye and quite possibly find yourself staring back from the shadows. Like the vampires of the 4 bloodlines in this deck, we too long to be powerful, to feel alive, to defeat our enemies, pursue our passions, and amass great resources. Using the tarot, you will learn how to achieve your dreams and desires and to help others to do the same. Now, the one thing about this book, you see the way it is, it's a very sturdy book. But the words kind of go into the fold there, and it can be a little difficult to read the end of the line, especially if you have older eyes. All right. Shadow work, dancing in the dark. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Gustav Jung, absolutely. So they're going to talk here about doing the shadow work, which is the part of yourself that you reject. The part that you feel shame around. So shadow work is a journey through shame. To whatever shame we have built around certain aspects of ourselves, and until then we resist feeling that shame because it hurts. It feels bad. Shame feels worse than anything almost. And so we cut ourselves off from whole chunks of ourselves and our journey. And when we go through the shame, we can reintegrate those parts that we have cut off. Okay, shadow work, or to give it its proper name, shadow integration, is a process that stems from the psychological studies of Jung. The shadow is a term Jung gave to the repressed or denied parts of the self. When we repress these aspects of our psyche, they take up root in our unconscious. We only become aware of our connection to them when we encounter them in others. When you feel an extreme, outsized negative reaction to something someone says or does, that is a clue that you are face to face with a powerful personal shadow that you can release. Imagine a young child is told they must always be meek and quiet. Their parents tell them that only terrible people are loud and aggressive, and the child is punished whenever it exhibits these traits. Later in life, when they encounter someone who's brash and not afraid to freely share their opinion, the person may feel extreme anger, dislike, or fear. Some part of their psyche is aware that deep within them resides a similarly bold and audacious spirit aching to be free. I really like the way they are describing this shadow work. I haven't read all that is here right now. By identifying this shadow and unpacking all of the lies you were told in order to make you hide that part of yourself away, you may begin to integrate it back into your psyche in a healthy way. And it's not just that. It's times in our lives when we have made choices that are unbecoming to what we really do believe, and then we feel ashamed of our actions, and we can distance ourselves in that way. Okay. Unlocking incredible potential. This process is covered later in the guidebook, in this guidebook under Shadow Work with Tarot V. So we have Understanding Tarot, the structure of a deck, bloodlines and suits. Okay, we're going deep as usual. The minor arcana are divided into 4 suits, here represented by the great bloodlines of vampire society in the world of Tarot V. Each bloodline has mastered one of the 4 classical elements and all of the traits and power associated with. So we have the bloodline of passion is represented by the suit of cups. Really? Really? I would think of wands, but okay, passion, yes, I get it. Cups are connected to the element of water, or associated with the sphere of human emotions, creativity, connection, and deepest part of the human psyche. The vampires of this bloodline are known for their hedonism, artistic talents, and their strong connection to their mortal lives and loves. The Cups suit asks you to explore what is happening within your heart. These cards often reflect our experiences and relationships, old hurts we've held on to, and opportunities for deep healing. I am liking this. I was kind of dubious because sometimes Los Scarabeo decks can be, oh, here's a trend, and then they just find an artist and they slap kind of some standard definitions. But this is definitely a premise that is developed, so I'm digging it. The bloodline of riches is represented by pentacles connected to elements of what? Pentacles are connected to the element of water. No. No. Earth. So there's a big error. Associated with resources, finances, health, and manifestation. That's Earth. So they just made a big boo-boo there. The vampires of this bloodline are known for their steadiness, their practicality, their hoarded fortunes, and their connection with land. The Pentacles suit asks you to take stock of what you have and what you need. These cards often reflect our experiences with money, careers, and our sense of balance. The bloodline of vitality is represented by the suit of wands. Wands are connected to the element of fire and are associated with willpower, energy, and the feeling of being alive, natural or unnatural. The vampires of this bloodline are known for their ambition, their vision, and their unparalleled charisma. The wands suit asks you to ponder what you are doing with your own vital energy. These cards often reflect issues of sexuality, spirituality, pride, and celebration. The bloodline of war is represented by the suit of swords. Swords are connected to the element of air and are associated with the intellect, skillfulness in problem solving, and discernment. The vampires of this bloodline are known for their cunning, lethality, and clear-headedness. The swords suit asks you to consider what is the best strategy for you in the present moment. These cards often reflect issues of sorrow, decision-making, and conflict. I like that it's strategy. Then we have the Tarot Court. Let's see what we have here. We have Page, Knight, Queen, King. Pages are represented by vampire hunters. The archenemy of the undead, they tread carefully on the boundary of the shadows, learn all they can of their nemesis, and pursue them cautiously but curiously. Interesting. The knights are vampire warriors, the newly made undead. They desire to test their new powers and tend to act on their freshly heightened instincts. The queens are the mistresses of the night, experts in the arts of intelligence, of influence, and intrigue. They represent a personal mastery of their bloodline's gifts. Personal mastery. Okay, that's interesting. Influence and intrigue. But I like the personal mastery. The kings are the lords of darkness, rulers of their domain. They display an outer mastery of their bloodline and are capable leaders. While the court cards appear as men and women, they can refer to people of any gender. Thank you for that. The important thing to keep in mind are the qualities the characters exhibit on each card. Okay, I want to go back here this is 2021. So this is a fairly new deck. I thought it was older. All right. Performing a tarot reading. Now, hold on a second. The structure of a deck. All right, so do we talk about the majors? Tarot V. The major arcana called trumps to make witty comments, compliment, blah, blah, blah. All right. I mean, we don't really... Oh, the first 22 cards suit of the tarot is known as the major arcana, which means greater mysteries. These cards point to powerful forces in our lives in moments of profound transformation. In a reading, they will be given special significance, and when your spread is made up mostly of majors, it is a sign that great things are happening. Absolutely. Then we have performing a tarot reading. We have the nocturnal hunt spread, predator, prey, preternatural gifts, the defenses of your objective, and strikes. So we have yourself and how you face this hunt, the object of your efforts, that which eludes you, that which makes you well suited to this hunt, what is making things difficult for you, and the action to take that will perfectly make use of your gifts to subvert your objectives' resistances. I love this. I love that we have a context and a premise, and we're following it through. So many decks. The Macabre Tarot springs immediately to mind. Set up this, ooh, this deck is dark, 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 so dark, so dark. You know, do not approach unless you're dark. And then absolutely did not deliver on that promise. But this one, I have hope. Interpretations and meanings. We hold a universe in our hands when we pick up a deck of tarot cards. That's Lon Milo Duquette, known for his expertise with the Thoth Tarot. Okay, for each card, there are several sections that will help you answer your question. Lore. This bit of flavorful text comes from the handbook given to all new vampires. It imparts some wisdom from the vampiric sire to their newly arisen child of the night. That would be you. This section will help you explore just what is happening in the image. Oh, divination. This is the general energy this card has in a tarot reading. Suggest what aspect of your life this card relates to. Offer a message about what actions you might take. Blah, blah, blah. Shadow dance. This is a special section unique to Tarot V that explores the ways you might view the card as it relates to your own shadow work. It will attempt to help you identify what archetypes are triggering to your shadow. See Shadow Work with the Tarot V below. Then reversed, and then keywords. 3 keywords are offered for each of them to help new readers navigate the mighty mysteries of the major arcana. All right. And then we go straight into the majors. All right. Now, Shadow Work with Tarot V below. I mean, this is shadow work here, but I'm confused. So at the very back, we have shadow work with the Tarot V. The best political, social, and spiritual work we can do is to withdraw the protection of our shadow, the projection. Okay. The best political, social, and spiritual work we can do is to withdraw the projection of our shadow onto others. Amen, Carl Gustav Jung. All right. So it talks about how to begin, how to identify your triggers, how to move through it. I will leave that for you to explore. Yee. All right. So being an LS deck, we have this facing card, which makes a wonderful blocking card. And I assume those are the backs. It's an inverted cross. And that tells me that we're going to have the Tarosophy basic LS ad card as well. But that gives us 2 blocking cards that aren't actually from the deck, and I always appreciate that. So yes, this is the back with an inverted crucifix, absolutely splattered with blood. Hell yeah. Hell yes. They're a little thick, I will say that. A little hard to get my hand completely around them. We'll find out how that goes when we go to shuffle. All right. Wow, there's a lot of glare. They are glossy, and you can see it nice, so I'm going to be looking up at my monitor a lot to get the image. Here's the Fool, and we have this Nosferatu-looking being walking to the crumbling edge of a cliff. Dark, shadowy, beautiful. And then we've got the Magician here. Look at him, ba-ba, busting out of his coffin. So this shows someone who has succeeded, who has achieved their goal. There's a cup, there's a sword, there's a wand. Do I see a pentacle? I don't know. Possibly, but I don't really. And oh, maybe they're flying through the air. There's coins flying through the air there. And something, I'm not sure what he's doing with his hand, but he has used all the tools at his disposal in order to break out into the world. Here's the High Priestess. Oh, look at her bat wings. The Bina and Boaz and Joaquin. I can't remember the names of the columns. Sorry. The columns have been toppled. She looks like she's come out of this tomb here. She's holding an urn. Interesting. And here's the Empress. Oh, my black goddess. I can hear Spike talking to Drusilla. Sitting on a throne. There's a kind of a picture here. It is easier for me to see the images when I'm looking at my monitor. Here's the Emperor. Ooh, look at him. He certainly looks powerful. So we're getting just hints to the standard. I would say if you are well versed in Waite Smith, then you're going to get what these cards are saying. Here's the Hierophant. So we get another kind of Nosferatu looking dude. Interesting. It's like, is he living or is he made out of stone? He looks like he's made out of stone, but from my angle, this is much more blue. Fascinating. Oh, okay. And then here are hands coming up out of the earth. Wow. So cool. Here's the Lovers. Is that a vampire and a priest? Is the priest a vampire too? We've got the flaming tree and the angel ahead. Oh, I love these images. Here's the 7, the Chariot, and it's a hearse, because of course it is. Here's the Strength card. Look at this sweet little innocent child. She's holding garlic, and look at her. Talk about standing in your strength and self-control. She is so grounded in her own inner strength that she's showing absolutely no fear in the face of this vampire. She's just like, yeah, okay, here's what I want you to do. Wonderful. There's the Hermit. These people are kind of bowing down to him coming out of the tomb. And here's the Wheel. So we have kind of a triple goddess thing going on here. There's a Sphinx, that's that, and this is really the only way we know it's the Wheel of Fortune. Serpents. All right. Here is Justice. That you're not going to really know that it's justice unless you know. Then we have the Hanged Man. Perfect. Here's Death. Wow. Look at the skeleton, has fangs. The Devil. No, sorry, Temperance. Temperance, so he's just kind of in the water with the wings, the hands down here. So again, we don't have mirrors or reflections of the standard imagery. Good time to know your numbers. And here's the Devil. And by the way, I did not have the numbers of the major arcana memorized until like quite recently, last few years, out of a 30-some year career. Okay, here is the Devil. Again, we don't get images of people chained. I mean, there's somebody hanging from the ceiling here. Then we have the Tower, with people just standing outside of it. Stars. Moon. Oh, I love that image. Yes. And the Sun. Oh, looky. The Sun, and she's starting to burn away in the wind of the sun. I don't know what she's holding. It looks like she's holding a bone. Judgment. And the World. That's very recognizable, I would say. Do we? No, we don't have the 4 fixed signs. Anyway, there's the majors. Now we go into the bloodline of Passion. Was it? Let's keep the handy reference. We have Passion, Riches, Vitality, and War. So this is the bloodline of Passion. Oh, look at that. 2. I mean, this is sad because what I see here is a couple who loved each other in life and who find each other in eternity here. And they look perfectly okay with that because they have each other. Wow. Here's the 3. Doesn't really look celebratory. And the 4. This has a very 4 of Pentacles kind of vibe. This guy looks very self-satisfied. But he's also got that, 1,000-yard stare. Okay. Like he's been very disappointed. And here's the 5. Loss. The images are amazing, but they're not really telling me the story that each of the cards tells. So I'm very much interested in seeing how the writing is. And we didn't really. Let's take a look. So, here's the majors. There's the description, from the book, the instruction book, divination, shadow dance, reversed, keywords. And then for the minors, we have all of the same except no keywords, which I find interesting. Okay. So, and wait, I'm going to look. I'm going to do it. 5 of Cups. There are some who hesitate to accept the new life gifted to them by their sire and mourn the joys they could have experienced had they retained their brief human lives. Fools. So, okay, that makes sense. So this person is hanging out in the cemetery, like mourning the loss of their human life. There's the 6. Oh, on here it says memento mori. So that brings the idea of memory that comes with the 6 of Cups. Okay, thank you for that clue. Here's the 7. What shall I do with my newfound power? But it looks like he's facing into the sun. Yikes. Here's the 8 of Cups. Joan of Arc. Gotta look. All right. The dark change is particularly cruel for the faithful. They must strive to find a new road to the divine light that kindled their spirit. Wow. Time to leave the old path you've pursued. Something fresh is calling to you. Make peace and leave behind that which no longer serves. Wow. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous, wonderful, amazing image. And look at the 9. He. So different. The images so far have been these, very dark. But then, ba-boom, look at that. I love it. The wish card. Very happy. Here's the 10. Again, not really an illustration of what that card means. Then we've got this little like Harlequin mask for the page. So the pages again are the vampire hunters. The knights are the warriors. The freshly made vampires that are going yee-haw. Let's test our powers. The queens, mistresses of the night. So this is internal mastery, personal mastery of her passion. I love the white. And then the king, the Lord of Darkness. It's Vlad. Outer mastery and capable leader. So there is Vlad the Impaler. I love it. Here we have the pentacles. So this is the bloodline of, I've forgotten already. Riches. Passion, riches, vitality, and war. So the bloodline of riches. Yeah. They go to the deep, dark places. I love it. Here's the 2. She looks like she's kind of scrounging. But again, if it didn't show Two of Pentacles here, I would never, ever know that's the card that it is. Here's the 3. And that's okay, because this deck clearly has its own context. And I don't think they're entirely reinventing the wheel. They're just reinventing the context of the tarot. Okay, so there's the 3. And the 4. I mean, that looks more like a 4 of Swords, doesn't it? There's the 5. Digging. We got to dig for our sustenance. Wow. Scrounging. Again, here's the 6 with the coins falling down. Now that's recognizable. The 7. The 8. The 9. Is this a priest vampire? Interesting. And here's the 10. Definitely looking well appointed. There's the hunter. The warrior. Again, I'm forgetting. Mistresses of the night, lords of darkness. Okay, the warrior. Very similar to the last one, don't you think? I'm not going to go back. The mistress of the night, pentacles, and the lord of darkness. All right, now we're into the bloodline of vitality. Ooh, what an interesting image. Look at, there's like a door into this tree. And the light coming out. Wow. There's the 2. Like the wolf. Here's the wolf again. Here's the 3 of Wands. Going into a maze, a labyrinth. Here's a 4. Again, no hint of the traditional. There's the 5. Ooh, look at the spidery legs. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's 6 legs. So we don't even have like pippish things here. Man, that's creepy. Here's the 7. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, no, wait. This was the 5. Sorry. That's the 5 of Wands. There's the 6. Victory. All right, I got confused because that certainly looks like victory. 7. The 8. Fly. The 9. And the 10. You know, dude just kind of standing there looking off. No hint of 10 of Wands. All right, that's the last I'm going to bitch about it. Then we have... Good. Sorry, I had to see if my charcoal was still lit. Then we have the hunter. Yeah. I love the people. And here we have the warrior. Queen of the night. Mistress of the night, I think. And oh, look at Christopher Lee. Well done. Very well done, Monsieur Alejandro Colucci. Now we've got the ace. This is war, right? Yes, bloodline of war. There's the 2. I like the light and dark play there. Here's the 3. Is this Lestat? And what's his name? Yeah, I think it is. Absolutely. Here's the 4. Now that definitely looks like a 4. The 5. I'm having to think about what the traditional look like because there's no hints here. The 6. Okay, there's a bit of a hint. Going over water. Literally walking over water. Here's the 7. The thief. stealing in to turn this fucking bishop, it looks like. Here's the 8. 9. Yeah, he's in rough shape there, and the 10. Ooh! There's the swords. We have the warrior, or the hunter, the vampire hunter. We have the warrior. Newly minted, we have the Queen of Darkness, Mistress of Darkness, and the Lord, Mistress of the Night, Lord of Darkness, whichever way that went. I don't recognize him, but I'm sure he's supposed to be recognizable. Alrighty. Well, I am a bit disappointed that the images aren't more descriptive, but I think there's going to be enough in this deck, in the writing, that it will certainly make up for that. Let's give it a blessing. Do we dare? Will it, burst into flames in my hands? I mean, as long as we're not using crosses, right? By air and fire, may you be purified and charged. And by water and earth, come on, give me a little bit. May you be blessed and made whole. Unholy, blessed and made whole. Made unholy. And by the sound of the bell, may the spirit awaken within you. The spirit of darkness. Close up my ocean water so I don't dump it all over the desk. And guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, unholy dead from my past. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for blessing this process and helping me work with this deck. And I offer you fresh water and the fire of Azrael. All right. Now, moment of truth. How does it shuffle? I'm not looking forward to it. Because, yeah, it's pretty, oh, man, stiff. You can manage it, but it ain't good. You know why? There's no need. Such a good deck. We could have done, other LS decks, the standard LS decks, are very shuffleable. This one, not so much. It would take a lot of bending to get it to loosen up. It may, but I can't imagine being able to shuffle the whole thing. This is going to make my hands sore. But we're going to keep shuffling because you know how much I like the good randomization. If Kenneth doesn't want to. All right. Oh, piffle. I'm just going to put those back in there. If they come out reversed, they come out reversed. A couple more just to mix those in, and then we will do lots of cuts. And then we shall do, what was it, a 5 card that I was looking at? Let's see. All right, let's cut. And even cut shuffling. They do slide against each other pretty well, but it's just hard to hold them. So I'm going to be cut shuffling long-wise. And even still, it's, yeah, a little bit unwieldy. That's disappointing, but whoops. Somebody flipped themselves over. Oh, and it's upside down, and here comes somebody else. Oh, my God. All right, so here's the first 2 cards, and they're reversed. Back to this reading. The Nocturnal Hunt. All right. So this first one out is Predator, and it goes over here. The second one out is Prey. I'm glad that there are some reverses here, and I think I'm just going to take off the top. Do I take off the top? Do I split and pull? I split and pull. All right. 2, 3 is Preternatural Gifts. Let's do a couple, another little shuffly. And, okay, well, we're going to take you. And why are we all upside down? Okay, preternatural gifts. Or you know what? Here's what I want to do, because these came out in a chunk first. Preternatural gifts, defenses of your objective, and then strike. And we will keep this one, which was also reversed, to the side. All right, so we have majors, we have courts, and we have suits. Very happy with that mix. All right, first one is yourself and how you face this hunt. Okay, make use of this spread when there's a particularly challenging goal you wish to achieve. Its shape suggests the sharpness of the fang, or perhaps the wooden stake, and the moment when the predator pounces upon its prey. Okay, so for the collective, particularly challenging goal you wish to achieve. How about getting away from crazy people and being able to work together as human beings to achieve what we all want in our lives? How about that? All right. So we have the priestess as the first card, reversed. So here's the, in italics, the instructions from the vampire book. In the quiet and stillness of the night, you will hear and you will understand. The blood is not merely food, it is all the memories, hopes, and fears of one life distilled down into a rich and delectable concoction. Shut out the old unwanted sermons of others and open yourself to what you hear and feel within. Divination. Open the inner eye and trust your intuition. Signs and portents around you reveal the truth. Take the middle road between two extremes. Ooh, I like that. Between the two poles, or the two columns. Shadow dance. You have permission to be mystical. This shadow makes us roll our eyes at those who trust their inner gifts and abilities. Tune into the cosmos. All right, I really like this. This shadow makes us roll our eyes and not believe other people who are expressing their intuitive gifts. All right, reversed. Fear can blind you to the truth. Your mind may be playing tricks on you. So how you face this hunt. And then keywords: intuition, passivity, and gnosis. All right. Yourself, how you will face this hunt. So how are we going into this? We are gifted. We are intuitive. But we are also tending to be passive and kind of confused, dismissing of our gifts. So what we need to do here is embrace them. Tune into the cosmos, it says. So we're shadow dancing here, right off the rip. Where are we? We're dancing with our own shadow, and we're in a position now of discounting the intuition that comes to us. Look at how these cards are just blending in with my desk thing here, with my cloth. That's kind of crazy. All right. I mean, it is what it is. Okay. Second one is over here, and this is prey. So how are we facing this hunt? We are the hunter. We are the predator. We are facing it in denial of our own intuitive gifts, maybe too much focus on the intellectual, or trying to be too active rather than receiving the intuitive. All right, the prey, object of your efforts, that which eludes you. And this is the, I believe that is the Queen of Wands reversed. Oops, that's Italian. All right. Queen of Wands. The secret to entertaining others is to first be sure you're having a marvelous time yourself. Okay, what is eluding us? Well, we'll see when we get to the reverse, but I would say we're not having a good time. So a good time is what's eluding us. Divination, a bold and charming soul. Give yourself over to that which you truly love, and your ecstasy will be infectious to others. Your gifts of charisma and magnetism can open doors for you. Shadow dance. The center of attention tends to have a large target on their back. This shadow asserts that those with big personalities must be fakes and cannot be trusted. Okay. So this is us not wanting to step into our true glory and our own ecstasy. So what is eluding us? What we really love and our ecstasy, and being wanting to let our big personality shine to attract others, Reversed, enthusiasm can easily spark impatience with others. Be careful not to let your temper run away with itself. Okay, so what's eluding us is just our own enthusiasm. Preternatural gifts, that which makes you well suited to this hunt, and this is the Four of Cups. There is no such thing as enough for our kind. Comfort is a plateau from which to sight our next quarry. What's this again? Which makes us well suited to the hunt. Divination is dissatisfaction with the present moment and an awareness that something is missing. Discomfort with no immediate solutions, daydreams will lead the way. So what is our strength here? What makes us well suited to this hunt? The fact that we're not content. The fact that we are very dissatisfied and feeling like something's missing. So even though we've got these two reversed, where we're sort of denying our own intuition and denying our own enthusiasm and passion, we're feeling the discomfort of that, and that becomes a strength. Ooh, I like this. Shadow dance. We can push ourselves too hard to stay busy or productive, to the point that we aren't sure if we even want what we are working for. Allow yourself to pause and reflect on what brings true pleasure. The reversed, even though this is upright, the threshold of revelation, a new solution presents itself, accept and offer. All right. So discomfort, dissatisfaction is what's really going to set us on this hunt. Then this one is the defenses of your objective. What is making things difficult for you? And that's the Ace of Cups. How interesting. It all begins with the blood. The sweet ichor is what gives life to our ageless bodies and fills our shadowed souls. Divination, an emotional beginning, something is ready to be born. Artistic endeavors, gifts may be offered, and your intuitive senses may be heightened. All right, so what is making things difficult for us? Let's look at the shadow dance. To be open-hearted and malleable is to be seen as naive, inconsistent, and lacking in resolve, or even worse, fluffy. All right, what's making it difficult is we don't want to be seen as the open-hearted, artistic, soft person that we are. So we are being inconsistent. So the shadow dance kind of gives us another go at a reverse meaning if we don't have the card, in fact, in reverse, which is convenient when you have kind of a category that says something's blocking you, and the standard, the upright meaning the card doesn't make sense for that. You can go to the shadow work thing too. All right. Reversed, closed off, a beginning is delayed, avoiding overindulgence. So what can be making things difficult for us too is that we just want to leap into a new beginning without doing the rest of the work, without addressing these reverses here. And the shadow parts, we're just like, nope, let's just start again. And that can be making it difficult to truly reach our objective of deep change, deep collective change. Okay, then the last one is strike, the action to take that will perfectly make use of your gifts to subvert your objective's resistances. Be sure to note whether card 2 seems to be more than a match for card 1. And the same applies to 4 being clearly more powerful than 3. So this one, whether card 2 seems to be more than a match for card 1. Predator and gifts. Okay, that's kind of confusing. If the cards do not predict a successful hunt, you may need to seek easier pickings. Do not bite off more than you can chew. All right, let's look at the world here as the strike card. All right, action to be taken to perfectly use our gifts. As you have come to understand by now, the most worthy child of the night, oh, my most worthy child of the night, you are many things containing multitudes. You are both beast and angel, and by combining these forces within, you will achieve your greatest desire. When you sight your prey, like a soaring raptor, fall upon them with all your will, and you will be unstoppable. So this is bringing everything we have to bear. The strike is go at it with your whole self. We have to address all of these things. Divination. This card depicts the culmination of your present path and the attainment of your goal. It represents more than a simple victory. It also shows the incredible transformation that has taken place within in order to reach this point. We are never finished growing, but we do have moments where we reach new heights like this one. So this sense of completion, when we look at, one of the things we can bring to bear to this is really looking at the old things that we've dealt with, maybe personal things, and really bringing those to completion so that we have everything we need to move forward. All right, shadow dance. You have permission to be a whole person. People will label you, compartmentalize you, and try to affix their impressions to you and react when you don't fit neatly into that box. This shadow causes us to mistrust anyone who does too well or seems too capable, muttering jealousy and recriminations. So this is jealousy over other people's achievements. Reversed, most often this indicates a delay in completing the task at hand or that more struggle will be needed to see things through. At times it can also speak of feeling one's world has turned upside down. Keywords, literally, world turned upside down. Keywords, achievement, graduation, success. And then let's look at this last, the Five of Pentacles here. So this is a very coherent and clear message. For the collective, we're starting out in denial of our intuitive gifts, of our softer side. Looking to the externals rather than the deep internal. And what we're after is regaining our passion, reclaiming our passion and our magnetism. We're dissatisfied with where we are, so that's going to push us into motion, but we have to be wary that we're not trying to leap into a new place without dealing with all of the parts that are keeping us where we are. And then we need to bring all of our talents, all of our gifts, and knowledge of our past successes to bear if we want to come out on the other side changed. Okay, Five of Pentacles says it is unwise to make one's home in a churchyard. The faithful are so rarely accommodating to our kind. Divination, prepare yourself for struggle and strife. This card is especially challenging when finances are an issue. What's worse is that those who should be there to help you seem to vanish. Okay, wow. Yeah. Shadow dance. Visible suffering and poverty makes others uncomfortable, causing them to look the other way. This shadow tells us that we must persevere in silence or we are a burden. Wow. Reversed, every rain cloud runs out of rain. Woes come to an end, and unlooked for assistance is likely to appear. Okay, so financially, this is talking about the money, the material problems that we have right now, actually coming close to their end, and that the rain will run out soon. Let's hope that is the case. Wow, you guys, what do you think? Do you have this deck, and what do you think about it? If you've used it for a while and you have good experience, I'm really interested in knowing what your experience is of it. I love it. I really do. It's just a new take. It's not just the standard tarot with a bunch of vampires in it. And I have such respect. I mean, you know me. I have respect for anyone that has the talent and the discipline to bring a deck, a concept like that into fruition, no matter how flawed it may seem to me. I respect that effort. But this one really does pay off. They really took it to a place that makes sense in its internal world. So let me know what you think. And before you head out, please hit the like and subscribe button. That helps my channel. Just helps my ego. I don't really do much with the channel other than that. But if you really, really dig what I do and you want to support me more than just in a, hey, thanks, I like you, hit the Patreon below, or there are links to do just a one-time little donation if you would wish. I'm so grateful for anything that you do, just, for showing up to watch the videos. Thank you for the support. I will see you next time. And until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.